Hi. So in this video I want to talk about a new topic, more challenging topic, not for me but for the audience to digest. It is the reality of same-sex relationships and all this gender confusion going on around all over the world. If you had caught the drift of my videos and my messages, you would have already understood what's happening around you is actually demonic and evil, and it is totally out of the natural order of things. There is nothing normal or natural about it. Anyways, I'll go into little detail. First I'll start with men and then women also, because I could relate it to how the gangs and cults and covens and all these agencies that were behind me, how they tried to send different, while they were parallelly collecting my sex videos with men, trying to harass me and exploit me and humiliate me, intruding into the privacy. They were also parallelly trying to send a lot of women my way to try and seduce me, to find a way to get my soul dirty. That is how I can tell, again, from all my own experiences and what God has illuminated to me through intuition, I can tell why something is natural and divine and something is polluted by the dark forces. So quickly I'll get into the male point of view first, because there is no denying that I already mentioned psychopathy, sociopathy, narcissism, machiavelli, sadism, all these things were demonic. There is nothing normal or human or divine about it. Using pain as a way to pleasure, these are all demonic. That is why they use your pain for their pleasure. You could have already understood from all the things I've explained in so many videos. So the first thing that goes is how they first started with men. Why the fallen demonic devil evil creature started with the man, the male in the creation, is because when they started falling for the evilness, for easy life and temptations, they were the one who fell for it first. And first they fell through pedophilia and molesting children at a very young age. Literally, it was orchestrated on such a grand scale. I have forgotten where I came across. It was a video based on pedophilia and research on how unethically, illegally all this data was collected by abusing children and all that. I forgot, it was a long time ago. But anyways, I'll get my point across. By molesting children and by also literally molesting children at a very young age, like I mentioned, violating their modesty at a very, very young age, even before the memory has formed. Okay. And then literally videotaping it and sending it to certain organizations. This is how cults get people initiated. They have to do something illegal and criminal and send them a proof of video and where they are visible and their act is visible, and they get initiated through that. It's always going to be a perverted, illegal or indecent criminal activity. It's always. So it used to happen on such a regular basis, literally in the open, through mail, in the US, at least 70-80 years ago. And they started through that, and then slowly the gay thing started. Literally, psychopathy is related to gay behavior in men. It's there. It's already there. Even among all this fake and false research, there has been some legitimate research also in between, covered like a needle in a haystack, and they have proved that it is related to psychopathy. And I mean, literally, if you look at the patterns, there has been a time frame where all this gay propaganda was heavy and it was hidden. It was all men were meeting in secret and they have to keep it secret because illegal, and it is illegal and they've been attacked. They made it look like it's a very dangerous thing for men, but no, it was just a cover. It was literally large, huge amounts of men compromising themselves and getting initiated and getting into these dark agendas and literally being parts of the dark, being initiated and working with dark spiritual forces. Because they had secret meetings, they married women for the sake of society, but then they had partners. They literally had gay clubs. How could you manage a whole club without a lot of systems and systemic things being aware of, not being aware of? So that's how it's just a propaganda on the top. Because then they will, if you put them across as a, the propaganda should be as if we will feel sympathetic towards them. Like they are putting up all these movies based on the Joker character. He's a psychopath, a serial murderer, a very evil person. But all the movies that keep coming out is as if we are supposed to sympathize his background, sympathize what happened in his life, his childhood, so that it could be justified in his behavior as he grew up, that kind of thing. There is no. Whatever happens, you choose healing or you choose the devil and the darkness. It's crystal clear. Go to the right side of things or wrong side of things. So, fishing through all this propaganda, you can see that it was a trend and it was all over the place. It was everywhere. It was in the face, but it was just covered up with a lot of the fear for life and all that. But it was there. Why? I'm telling you, this is how devil got and men compromised in the first place, and on a large scale, on a global large scale. It all happened under the cover, because women should not know, right? That they are all misogynists. They want domination, power and control and money, and they didn't want to work hard to go to women with love and all that. They would rather take her over through power and control. Right, so women should not know. In fact, women should feel sympathetic about all that. So it all happened on a large scale. They set the ground straight and all that. They already had a lot of practices and other things in place. That's why they were able to put together such large men into groups to start this kind of movement, okay, dark agenda. And they did very successfully. And through all these dark practices, they made a lot of money and they made all these filthy things, and they were happy. Until they built a certain level, they didn't want to be exposed that much. They just wanted to, even if they get exposed a little bit, they made sure that it doesn't come out on a large scale, enough for people to pick up the red flags. And they had a lot of support from other people who are also like them. So they were all in cahoots anyways, right? There is a bro code, I already said. So they just kept on going because it was the way it is for them to get it. Okay, this is how they got in. And they were okay with it. So eventually, they had to pervertize women also. The power, the domination, everything was there and everything. Like I said, after a certain point of time, they had to increase up the ante when it comes to the perversion. They were doing it. I already mentioned in other videos as to how they escalate in their perversion. So this is one of those things. So they went from there, and at some point of time, they realized, why don't we bastardize women also? And then they started... and this is the ground they were setting for that also. Like, see, if you abuse so many children, female children, male too, and through that you scar their soul and put some demons or evil spirits in them, and you sacrificed their original God-given sexuality. Yeah, that's what it is. By doing so, you prepare them. As they grew into adults, what happened? Such large number of children abused a child, and literally such large number of men preparing grounds for those generations of children to grow up into adults and perpetuate that. This is what happened. So these children came out, women and men, and then women started hating men because their memories and their traumas and their injuries as they came up, as they became adults, they could realize the men in their life were abusing them, mistreating them, molesting them at the young age, or they were mistreating the mother and other women in their life. They were disloyal, they were abusive, they were in general very neglectful, or they neglected the mother but showed unnecessary, like boundary busting and grooming the female child for that. So when they found out these things, the injury was already there. All they had to do is trigger them, either through using therapists or some other external culture or their own pain, to trigger the evil in them and say, oh, it's better to go with women only. See that? And they started thinking it is okay. We would rather avoid men in such personal, private, emotional space because they are being so hurtful. Okay, it was a built up, very orchestrated, very well orchestrated and organized, built up thing it was. Then the other kinds of sexualities and genders, the pronouns and all this joke and mockery of God designed pure dichotomy of male and female got extremely bastardized in the recent times. It's a literal joke actually. All of this is a joke. Like I said, everything they do is a joke and a mockery on the God and the creation, because they are here to destroy it and they cannot destroy without mocking it. They have to insult, otherwise they can't do anything. So they started building all this, and hence the same-sex perversion I'm talking about. And then and I don't even talking about all these rainbow colors and other colors that came up later. All are of the same category. Okay, and the more colors you add, the more variations and alphabets you add, the more it just translates into, I have not only just sacrificed my sexuality because of trauma and refused to heal and forgive myself for not staying in the victim's place. I decided I will go and reject all the creation within me altogether, and doing so identify myself as anything other than the God, divine child that I am. And by doing so, I accepted as many demons and evil spirits to come and house inside of me. That's why they change colors, the so-called borderline personality, the so-called multiple personality. These are all demons coming in picture whenever they want. They are literally housed inside that one person. The person is not person anymore. So the demons take over and then they play the game. The person is just a vessel for them. And once you rejected your God-given identity that started with who you are and sexuality and heart and all that decency, you gave up who you are. You didn't even have to do anything extraordinary. Through that, the demons and evil spirits took over. That's what literally it is. So, and why I confirm it's a perversion is because while my enemies were busy peeping into holes into my personal sexual private life and bathrooms and everywhere, even when I was dating men, they were also parallelly trying to make me fall for a woman. So a lot of married women or unmarried women, mostly married women, because even within the perversion, the next level perversion is for you to be in between a couple who is already in marriage or already in relationship. You have to be so perverted like them. They cannot exist in twos. That is why they always have to insert themselves somewhere. You see that? They like the perversion. They are the perversion, literal embodiment of perversion. So you have to be the third person between two people who are already in relationship or married or had children, that kind of thing. So they kept sending married women or grown women towards my way in hopes and expectations that she is also traumatized and she is also somewhere. They created through black magic and all that, they created some suspicions and doubts about this world is so cruel to women. Why did God make me be born as a man? It would have been a little easier, or maybe way easier for me. They created this kind of thought process in my head. And for a while it was active in my head. Like why did I have to go through all this just because I'm a woman? And all that. And they thought it is enough trigger. If we seduce her and put her on wrong path, we can corrupt her soul and then sacrifice her. And so I I'll tell you, they started sending married women with children, grown children. Okay, they come with exposing their bodies. They literally come and expose you like this. This is India, right? So they wear saris, but still they wear such a way that it is all like this. This part is so obviously visible that instead of looking in the eye and speaking respectfully, you would look there. You would look there, and it's a distraction. And they deliberately did it with so many women. Okay, or some women come in dresses like this, which has a deep cut, and it is not even like a subtle thing. No, the way they did it, through people within my family, they tried, and I didn't fall for any of that. I could see the perversion very clearly. I didn't have to know about genders or God or in this deep wisdom to know that it is something wrong there. I didn't have to go that deep also. Okay. So I just ignored and kept walking away. I didn't even give the disgusted look or whatever. I just saw what they are doing and I was like, walk away. I ignored and walked away. And they did it with so many women. They come with all these deep cuts and they deliberately come and bend in front of me. I would see their bodies. They thought that by seeing their bodies, something corrupt would happen in my mind, body and soul and heart, somewhere like that. Maybe because they did it to so many cheap, weak, pathetic men and women, maybe. Because men are very easy. You show a little body, they are... You see that? There's no respect or self-control for anything. So they're all of same category. You see, they both are prostitutes only. These are the kind of people cults love. Okay. He goes after that kind of women and these women go after that kind of men, and it is all like... It's a norm for them. Okay, like I said, perversion is the norm. Illegal, criminal, pedophilia is the norm. Going to jail, doing criminal activities is the rite of passage. That is your first ticket to entry, initiation. Okay, that's what they do. So they were all made to do this. That's how I know they are all part of something. And so many people, so many women did this in some way, shape or form. Some were too closely coming and touching me, some were holding my hands unnecessarily, some were trying to, you know the touch, okay, I don't have to describe it, okay. So they were doing all these things, and now it's very clear to me as to what was going on. So that's why I can tell with absolute certainty that it's a perversion. It is not of natural God-given order. And that's also why they promote it so much. And so in order for people to believe it and fall for it blindly, they have to show some big wigs. You know what I mean, who I mean. So all these big wigs and super wealthy people started confessing and coming out that they were gay, that they lived their lives that way, not speaking the truth and all that bullshit. That's how they popularize it, through celebrities and rich people and all this. This is what weak mind people follow and fall after, right? They literally, they have such big lives, so whatever they do must be okay and right. So that's what they wanted and they did. So with my experience, I can tell you very clearly, they were trying so hard to lure me into those kind of unnecessary relationships with women or underage kids also. They sent a couple of underage kids my way, hoping and wishing and thinking that I would do something illegal or indecent with them. They tried so hard. That's why I can tell with absolute certainty that same-sex relations have nothing to do with God. Because there is a clear idea, reason and biology as to why why man had to have that thing and why women had to have this thing and why it works that way. Okay, I cannot be clearer than that. And if someone has to change it, it's not God. It's someone who rejected God. See, that's why when you do an act like that, you're scarring your soul, and they're happy about it because that soul they can eat. Everything that comes with that soul, they can sacrifice and eat and live off of it. Like I said, you are a meal. Your soul, your heart, your body, everything, your mind is a meal for them. So if anything they use to scar your soul is by default a no, by default against God. alcohol, drugs, hitting, violence, violating somebody, just violating the boundaries also. So anything that says compromise on any level is not of God, because God says stand straight, hold your boundaries, be very careful, be respectful and dignified of yourself. Don't lose control of who you are so that others would take advantage of you or something. These are the healthy advices, like a healthy parent God gives. He doesn't ask you to do perverted things. It's the opposite side that does it, because it is there to take what you own, and it cannot take unless you cross that line of divinity, natural order of things, and do something perverted. Yeah, that is where your conscience gets rotten. That is how your soul gets rotten, scarred, because your conscience, the moral and general conscience of the build, is corrupted. Now that it's not pure, or you're not healed, or they don't give you enough time to heal, on a worry that maybe if she chooses healing, because they will know, right? They are tracking you everywhere. If you choose healing, they're afraid. So if you don't choose healing and you're comfortable with that lifestyle, they already know you are in it, that your skull, that your soul is gone. They know they got what they wanted, and you will think it's just a casual lifestyle, and you think it is okay and all that, and you leave your conscience there without even thinking what is what and what is not, and that ruins your entire existence, and you did not even know. You thought it was just a choice coming from trauma, as if it is okay to live through your trauma rather than healing and finding out what is wrong and what is right. And then some people come, again the religious groups come to you, and they want to make sure you stay in that curse, you stay in that place without healing. So they come and say, oh, you need exorcism and all that. They put more curses on you. You don't know what they are doing. You think they are taking demons out. Healing yourself and connecting with God is the only way you can defeat demons. Period. That's why it's all inner job. Healing yourself and connecting with God is the only way you can defeat the demons, the black magic, the perversions, the soul scarring, and whatever it is the darkness has put on you. You go outside for solution, even for removal of demons, they are cursing you more. They are trying to make sure you get stuck there with the demon, with that perversion. They are not there to release you. God never, that's why there is no God in religion. Because religion is an external factor and God is here inside you. Religion talks about groups and fitting in and conformity and rules and structure, and you have to do this, you have to do that, this day, this particular day, this ritual, this, that, this. And God is here and He talks about freedom. He's not talking about restrictions. He's talking about dignity and purity, not perversion. Healing. That's the healing, and working with God is the only way you can heal even black magic, perversions, this demons and evil spirits and everything. Because there are so many people who promote black magic removal and all this. There is no black magic removal in this world, honey. There is no. There is only black magic throwing. Black magic removal and curing and healing and overcoming it is coming from within you, healing, doing your inner job and connecting with God. That's the only way you can protect against evilness and the black magic and everything that they throw at you. You don't go out to somebody and pay such huge amounts to heal you or protect you from dark magic. It's there to, they are all doing the same things. They're all on the same side. You have to be smart enough. Even this happened to me. Once I figured out that dark magic is happening around me, and they already hacked into my systems, and they already hacked into my bodily systems. So when I was thinking and pondering over, okay, what do I do? At that time I was not fully aware that God is the only way out. Okay, I was still in the beginning stage of healing. I did not even know the full power of who I am really. That's what they want, right? Instead of relying on your inner power and God and healing, you would look to others for solution. That's where they trap you more and keep you away from your original God-given path. That's what they were trying to do actually. That's why they hacked into all these systems, so that they can control and manage the path that I take, so that I won't go anywhere near God. That I will forget who I am, that I will not reach my goal, full healing and reach in my power, and actually overcome whatever they did to me for decades and decades and decades and lifetimes. So when I was starting to think about the solution of how do I get rid of this black magic, how do I, magically out of nowhere there was an ad of some very famous that showed up on my mail, and they are apparently very famous, and they do very good job, but not only removing black magic but also preventing it from happening again and shield you and all that, but they ask you some lakhs of rupees and all that. So I just pondered over it and up and down, and I was like, nah, sounds like a scam. At the very least I could sense it's just a scam, it's not a solution. That was in the very beginning stages of healing. Okay, a couple of years ago. So that's how I figured. And after I overcame all this, and now these people are throwing all sorts of magic left, right, center for me since I think almost 10 months, and nothing touches me. Because I healed, because I did it with God, I did it with heart, I alchemized everything and I overcame all of it within my own willpower and determination and soul power. They hit me, every day they hit me, and nothing touches me. How? I didn't pay anybody to do anything. I didn't have to. That's what I realized. Because there is no removal or protection from outside, from black magic or demons and spirits and whatever. It's within you. You, your healing, your forgiveness, your growth, your soul growth, your willpower and determination to put through whatever it is that you're going through, and keep God close to you. Keep close to God at all costs. Now nothing touches me. These enemies are shit scared. How is it possible? Because we tried our best to stop her from healing, because if she heals, we can't attack her. Can't attack means what? Everything goes back to them. That's what they are afraid about. It's not just about, oh my God, she's not getting hit. It's about, oh my God, it's all gonna come back to us. It's about it's hitting them that is they are worried about. It's not about, if it hits somebody else, they're okay. Oh, they're more than happy. It will hit them. That's why. You see? So there is no such thing as outside solution for any of that. It's all in the inside, and you have to do the job. You don't have to pay anybody because your healing is your job, and your power and the protection against all these dark forces come from you healing, which is your inner job. So who are you going to pay to do your healing on your behalf? It doesn't work that way. So keep note of these two factors, the perversion factor and how to overcome actually all this darkness. There is darkness around you, and you keep coming across my videos saying this is this, and how do you get rid of it? The only way is from inside, because I did it. That's how I know it. They tried to lure me down that path, because if I had paid somebody to do it, they would have put more curses on me, and I would have never known. Or it would have taken a longer time to heal, to connect back with God. In the meantime, these people are creating a lot of ruckus by saying, oh, she is doing black magic, she's a witch, we have to destroy her, she is that, she is this. They were weaving narratives behind my back already to fit that personality. So it would have been a more nuisance, as if it's not any less nuisance right now, but I'm just saying, you don't need that. And it's not solving anything. Like I said, it's only bringing more and more problems, both spiritually and physically. So your ability to not be perverted and keep away from those distractions, and be immune to these kind of dark forces. Immune in the sense, not in a perfect way. Sometimes it touches you, it doesn't touch you, but it won't affect you the way they are targeting you with. You will know as you grow what I mean. So that power only comes from within, not outside, not by paying somebody. No, it's an inside job. You can't pay anybody to do anything for that. And that's why their lives are ruined, because they would rather refuse to heal and attack people and steal from them their healing powers, rather than heal themselves, because they know healing takes a lot of inner work, blood, sweat and tears, investing a lot of time, determination, willpower. It will be painful. They have to cry. They have to go through whatever they put other people through. Whatever pain you were going through, they had fun. Now they have to go through all of it 100 million trillion times over, because that many people they harassed. So they would rather, I would rather not heal, but I would attack others for their powers and energies and healing powers. See, that's why healing is an inside job, which they refuse to do. Now, will you do or will you refuse to do will be up to you. But that will be your only protection shield in this world. So that's that.